What is going on, everybody in the YouTube stratosphere? What is going on? It is me, TALK-IS-PITT, your resident basement dweller, your number one basement dweller. Oh, goddamn, I forgot to post the Cash App link in my fucking description. Ah, shit. It's not like anybody donates to it anyway. I seriously think people see that as a handout, and that's why they refuse to donate to my Cash App, which is fine, but it's not a handout because 100% of the money would actually go towards either food or something to do with the channel. Like if I'm down on my luck and I need some food, then maybe. But yeah, looks like we already got a viewer up in the live stream. Hold on, everybody. Oh, STC, yeah, I saw that. Widry WRW Pit. Welcome to the stream. All right. Well, it's all good, CJ. I appreciate it. What's up, AIP? Welcome to the stream. This is an open panel, everybody. So if you would like to come up on here and join, that that actually would be cool. Actually, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna set you right there. Yeah, STC, that's the mindset that I have about my channel. Not that I'm worried about losing it, because to be honest, I mean, I would care. I can't say that I could care less if I lost this channel. But people are purposely out there trying to, how should I say this, get my channel banned. That guy, Fred Snurd, on YouTube, or not on YouTube, on Twitter, lived down in Denver, North Carolina, per his Twitter profile, not mine. He's the one that put his address out there. I gotta blow my nose real quick, y'all. All right, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm not a big follower of I'm not a big follower of baseball, STC. Wide receiver W Pitt says Holstein is a go for Saturday. Did you see that, or is that what you're thinking? See, wide receiver. Oh, I'm up to 188 followers now. Kennesaw State is playing Western Kentucky right about now. Uh, Okay, let's go to my videos. Go to my watch party. You're probably about to hear me scream. This is right after the first interception. It's about to come. Here it comes. I'm about to scream. Okay, it's not on that one. All right, there we go, everybody. All right, let's go back to my live stream. Holy shit. All right, everybody. All right, I do apologize for that, everybody. My allergies are so fucking bad right now. It's not even funny. Ugh. Well, actually, it is funny. All right, let's put you up her. Sorry, I just turned on my PS4. Yes, I still have a PS4. Ugh. All right. Sorry about that, everybody. I'm gonna keep my camera on this time. See how that goes. But welcome everybody. Welcome to the ACC recap slash preview and prediction live stream brought to you by yours truly, Talk-Is-PITT. So I would like to welcome all the college football fans around the world and big thumbs up to the Pitt Panther Nation. I'm Talk-Is-PITT. You guys are tuning into the #1 sports channel on YouTube that will eat, breathe, and shit everything Pitt. Oh, you have a PS3 AIP? Oh, you still have a PS3, CJ? You still have a PS2 and a Nintendo 64, STC says? I could, CJ. I just don't want to waste the money on it and then something else comes up. But welcome, everybody. Welcome to the ACC recap slash preview and prediction show. I originally thought of separating this show from the ACC recap and then doing a separate live stream for the ACC review or preview and prediction. But I figured that if I want to do at least a 1 hour live stream, include them both. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. We have AIP, we have STC, we have CJ in here, we have WRW Pitt. Yeah, we have some peeps up in here. Much love, everybody. Much love. Hopefully, you guys are all having a fantastic day. Hopefully, everything is going well with you and your life. Also, everybody just now coming into the chat, make sure you check out the description. Smash that like button, comment, subscribe if you have not already. The Cash App link is in pinned in the comments section to send donations to my channel. That's where you can do so. Who wants to have a pizza party? Well, I haven't eaten yet, even though I had to push back my show. I have not eaten yet, so let's not talk about food. Yeah, I don't have any pizza either. I made breakfast for dinner. Um, because I get paid in a couple of days and I'm on the last bit of my food. So all I have is eggs and potatoes. Literally, that's what I've eaten since yesterday. And I'm okay with that, even though I hate eggs. I'm just happy to have food. All right. Oh, you do pancakes, eggs, and bacon? I'm gonna blow my nose real quick, y'all. All right. It's not that I don't like eggs, AIP. It's that I've had them so fucking much, I just cannot stand eggs right now. Do I hate the taste of eggs? No, I don't. I just, my body, just for whatever reason, is like, you need to get something different in you. For me, I would rather eat powdered eggs over real eggs. I don't know why. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link for the panel if anybody wants to come up on the panel. Now, no politics on the panel. No politics in the chat, please. Do be respectful of other people in the chat and on the panel, and that's all I ask. I give one strike to anybody who screws up. I don't do three strikes you're out. I do one. One strike, that's the only warning you get. Second, you're out. All right.
Of a child from YouTube.
What's up, FTC?
You see that Sharks flag back there? I always thought the Sharks were pretty cool.
Yeah, we've been nicknaming ourselves the Sharks lately because that's what our defense has been playing like. They're playing like sharks.
Yeah, this is the hockey team, the San Jose Sharks. I don't know if you ever heard of them. I always thought
Yeah, I have.
the mascot. I'm just chilling in my bed, with all my plushies. Some of these I've had since I was a little kid, like this plush dog. Let me see the other two I've had since I was a baby. There's some backstories to some of these.
Yeah.
Here's Kissy Bear, who I've had since I was 1 year old, according to my mom. Let me find Zippy the Zebra, which is from the Jungle Joe's Safari Friends, which I've had since I was a baby, right here. Unfortunately, the sound boxes inside the Heart Bear and the Zebra don't work anymore, so I can't really show you what they say or do.
I miss those dolls that you could record your own message.
Oh, my dad had one of
And
those back in the day. My old man
yeah,
had one of those back in the day.
I probably would have told it to say something inappropriate. Actually, I know I would have.
Here's a teddy bear. This is an interesting backstory to this. When I was found on the sidewalk on the side of a road near Hawthorne Boulevard, and I actually saved it the day before they started doing construction on that street. So I brought it. So luckily
Hawthorne
I found it.
Boulevard.
Yeah, that's a street out here,
Is that in Boston?
California.
Okay.
I'm
Because
I'm
I've
looking to
been
move. I'm actually probably going to be moving to like well, I don't. I'm moving with my mom and dad to either Colorado or Montana. But when I get married and have kids, I want to move to Alabama or Georgia.
I would move to Colorado. Honestly,
There's a girl who likes me in Colorado.
yeah.
But
Hey,
you see, I'm a
now
Rockets
even
fan.
more.
I'm a Rockets fan for NBA. As you can see, this is the old logo.
Yeah, I don't really watch NBA all that much.
Well,
and whatnot.
here's my MLB team, the Chicago Cubs.
Anything Chicago is garbage.
Yeah, that's
Except
because
pizza.
I do have some Penguins beanies in this thing, like at least 3 Penguins beanies. That's one of my teams. See?
Yeah.
I do have like a whole gaming setup. I don't know how to switch around the camera, but here's the whole gaming setup: PS5, PS3. The other consoles are at my dad's house. The PS2. Wait, here's some of my games, but looking for the PS1. It's under this drawer. PS1. You see?
Yeah.
I have
Nice.
College Football 25. Who are the cover athletes for this year's college game now? Again, I know they kind of are. Well, I'd say the Colorado West Virginia guys are hella overrated because both teams are garbage. Well,
He's frozen. Oh, there we go.
What happened?
You roboted for a second. You're like beep boop beep bop boop.
Oh, you mean that SpongeBob episode? Mr. Krabs was accused of being a robot. Crabborg, I think it's called, because SpongeBob watched a scary movie about robots the night before he went to work at the Krusty Krab. You know what I
Yeah,
meant,
something.
right?
I mean, do I watch SpongeBob whenever it's on TV and it's the only thing on? But I won't sit down and actually be like, okay, I want to watch SpongeBob. It
Have you
makes
ever
me
seen
feel
regular
like.
show? Have you ever seen regular
What do you
show? You
mean?
know the blue jay and the raccoon that are always like they're like best friends. They have like a hot-headed gumball machine boss who like threatens to fire them at the end of each episode.
No, I've never seen that.
That was from when I was in middle school and high school. Actually, my favorite movie is Alpha and Omega. There's a couple Alpha and Omega plushies I want to get for Christmas of Kate and Lily, which are like the female protagonists in the movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this ACC stuff.
Should I leave the video chat?
That if you want, it's an open panel. It's an open panel.
Actually,
Anybody
I'll
can come
stay.
on
Fuck
here.
it.
Yeah, it's an open
Hold on,
panel. I'll be here for
what
about.
is it, Mom? I'm talking to TALK-IS-PITT in the video. That's my mom, by the way.
Oh, I can't hear her.
She was like, Jack, don't say bad words. Well, I'm an adult, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, you still live under your mom's roof, so good luck.
I mean, once I move into my own place, it's a free-for-all. It's like a pirate ship.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and get started.
Yes, Mom, what is it?
Do you know this person or this?
He's my friend on YouTube. Sorry. My mom's kind of interrupting it.
It's all right. Just mute yourself. And just mute yourself the next time she
I'm trying
comes
to figure out how that happens. I'm trying to figure out how to do that.
You press the microphone. You click on the microphone icon, and it'll mute it. Oh, damn. He left. Oops. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get started here on this whole ACC preview prediction recap video. Last week had some interesting games. There's a lot of interesting games. STC, I'll bring you back up on in a second. There's were a lot of interesting games last week. Some close games that I didn't see coming. Some blowouts I didn't see happening. And I'm not just talking about the Pitt and Syracuse game. Um, it was a wild week of college football, and crap, I'm turning off my microphone. I mean, not my microphone, the camera. It was a wild week of college football. So we're going to start off with SMU at Duke. The reason why we're going to start off with SMU at Duke because that's the opponent, SMU, that Pitt plays here in a couple of days. So SMU at Duke. SMU was an 11.5 point favorite going into this game, and I actually picked SMU to cover the spread. They didn't, and I was actually kind of I don't want to say disappointed. I was kind of shocked that Duke was able to keep this game close for the majority of the game. Actually, the whole entire game was kept close by Duke because the only reason why SMU won this game is because Duke managed to miss a field goal. We got some comments from CJ. At least we didn't lose to Jeff Collins and UNC. Good job, Georgia Tech, for beating Unpleasant Nicotine Casket. Oh, yeah. Anyway, SMU escapes Duke on the road 28-27 in overtime. They underperformed. And now SMU has a whole bunch of injuries in this game. You're still muted, STC. They have a whole bunch of injuries coming out of the Duke game. Kevin Jennings, SMU quarterback, was injured. Their wide receiver was injured. Their linebacker was injured. Their offensive lineman, one of their tackles, were injured. And SMU head coach, I can't remember his name, is playing the I don't know game, meaning he's saying he doesn't know if Kevin Jennings is going to play this weekend versus Pitt, but we'll wait and see because Pat Narduzzi is actually playing the same exact game because Eli Holstein was injured in the Syracuse game. So SMU escaped Duke 28-27, and I'm looking forward to the SMU matchup against them this week. Moving on, Florida State goes on the road to play Miami. Miami was a 21-point favorite. Miami ended up winning the game 36-14. Florida State kept it competitive in this game for a little bit, at least for the first half. And I was shocked that Miami was only able to score 36 points. Now, 14, 21, 31. They did cover the spread. Theoretically, well, not theoretically. They did actually cover the spread by 21 points. 36-14 win over the Florida State Seminoles. A win is a win, especially if you're able to cover the spread and whatnot. I just thought Miami was capable of scoring more points against one of the worst, if not the worst team in the ACC. But hey, Florida State fought harder than a lot of people thought they would. Florida State, when you play your rival, you tend to play a lot better than you do against any other team. Come on, go away. Go away. You tend to play better against your rival than you do any other team. And I even thought they would, but I also thought Miami would score a lot more on Florida State. Like it would be close the first half, and then it would be blown away in the second half by Miami. Oregon State plays California. This is an out of conference matchup this late in the season, which why doesn't Pitt get late out of the conference matchups in the season? That irritates the shit out of me. Every single ACC team but Pitt has a very late out of the conference game in the season, and I would actually like that. I would like an out of the conference game that late in the season. But California absolutely destroys Oregon State 44-7. And I even said this in the beginning of the season and even throughout the season. California is not as bad as their record predicts. Now, they did have a bad loss against Florida State. I still don't understand how Florida State managed to win that game, but it is what it is. California beats the crap out of Oregon State, 44-7. They covered the spread, well covered the spread. And yeah, CJ says, I honestly think the best games of this upcoming week is PSU and Ohio State and Pitt versus SMU. Here's the thing. I disagree with you on that sort of. I think the better game is Pitt versus SMU. Penn State versus Ohio State is the same old fucking story. It's just Penn State versus Ohio State. That's all it is. It's not one juggernaut versus another juggernaut. I'm sorry, yes, Penn State's undefeated, but you're also not a juggernaut. You're just not. You struggled against a very weak Bowling Green team. That should tell you what your team is really all about. But it is what it is. Fuck Penn State and fuck Penn State. Moving on, Wake Forest at Stanford. Wake Forest at Stanford. Wake Forest was a 3-point favorite in this game against the spread. And I have somebody in the private chat, y'all. STC said he once had a Bowling Green t-shirt. Yeah, I'm not picking Penn State to beat Ohio State either. Wake Forest was a 3-point favorite against Stanford on the road, and Wake Forest won by 3 points. They covered the spread. Wake Forest won 27-24, and that's not I actually thought I picked Stanford to win this game. I seriously thought I did, but I have Wake Forest circled as the winner of the game. And honestly, Stanford, look, I don't understand how you can beat Syracuse but continue to lose after that. Every team Stanford has played after Syracuse is worse than Syracuse. And yet, Stanford, you're still managing to lose. That's pathetic, Stanford. We did pick you guys to be at the bottom of the ACC. I picked you guys to be at the bottom. Everyone else picked you guys to be at the bottom. But after you guys beat Syracuse, we're like, okay, maybe Stanford can actually compete. Wrong. AIP says, I hate to break it to you, but I want Penn State to beat Ohio State. I just absolutely hate Ohio State. And I hope Penn State wins, and also, therefore, I'd be okay with cheering for Penn State. Hey, if that's what you want to do, AIP, I can't convince you otherwise. I mean, I hate Penn State more than I hate West Virginia, especially after everything that's come out recently about the two Penn State football players who were charged with essaying a couple of students on campus. And I'm not going to say the R word or anything like that because I don't want to get my shit fucked up with YouTube. So they hard R'd two students on campus. And it's not the first time two Penn State football players have gotten themselves charged for essay or hard R'ing another student on campus, taking away her dignity. Todd Hodney, back in the 80s, was charged, convicted, and died in prison for assaulting multiple women across campus. Anywho, Wake Forest beat Stanford 27-24. Disappointing loss for the Cardinals. I actually thought they could win this game, even though I somehow picked Wake Forest to win this game. I really was actually thinking Stanford. So I gotta keep my word next time. North Carolina at Virginia. The Cavaliers take on the Tar Heels. Virginia was a 4-point favorite and ended up getting their ass whooped. They got their ass whooped by North Carolina, 41-14, everybody. And I'm sitting here like, okay, I picked North Carolina to win this game. I did not pick North Carolina to win this game by the score they did. I was thinking 38-31. It would be a last-second touchdown, or even 38-35 on a last-second field goal that North Carolina would win. North Carolina, everybody, they're much more talented. They're like California. They're much more talented than their record indicates. They've unfortunately been hit with the injury bug, bad coaching, bad scheme. A lot of young guys, they got hit in the portal and graduation. So North Carolina, to me, is a lot better than what their record indicates. North Carolina absolutely destroys Virginia. I didn't see this game or the highlights. I didn't watch it. But 41-14, North Carolina, you guys are definitely better than what your record indicates. Georgia Tech at Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech was a 10.5-point favorite going into this game, facing the Yellow Jackets. Virginia Tech covers. They won the game 21-6. And big shout out to Seed Dog and Rec Talk, the two Georgia Tech guys on YouTube that I know. I would hate to be them because they have to sit there and watch this shit. And I don't want to say embrace it or accept it, but this is Georgia Tech right now. They're not good. Georgia Tech can't stop the run to save the life of them. They can't cover the pass, and their pass rush is absolutely horrible. Now, on the offensive side of the ball for Georgia Tech, their best player, Hayes King, is out with an injury, and Zach Pyron has had to take over the past two games. Now, Zach Pyron isn't bad, but Georgia Tech has no weapons other than Malik Rutherford. That's all they got. That's all they have is Malik Rutherford. Malik Rutherford cannot do it on his own. And if I'm not mistaken, Hayes King is the leading rusher or very close to it to being the leading rusher for Georgia Tech. If your quarterback is your leading rusher, that is not good. That is not good. You cannot have your quarterback as the leading rusher because it leads to injuries. Hello, Georgia Tech. That's exactly what happened. Yeah, and hey, look, Pyron did not look bad at all, CJ. Um, CJ, yeah, you're a Yellow Jackets fan as well. They did not look bad, or he did not look bad at all. You guys just don't have any weapons. Yeah, Sea Dog actually is my favorite Georgia Tech YouTuber because of how he reacts whenever Georgia Tech loses and wins. But anyway, Virginia Tech takes down the Yellow Jackets 21-6, covers the spread. I did pick Virginia Tech to win this game, so it is what it is. Louisville at Boston College. I thought Louisville would win by 2 possessions, maybe 2 touchdowns. Boston College gave Louisville everything they could handle and then some. It's a shame, Louisville, that you were picked preseason to be one of the best teams in the ACC, but you're really middle of the pack. Louisville, you should not have allowed this game to get like this. However, what I must say about this game, Boston College, you were whooping Louisville's ass for a good portion of this game, and then you allowed Louisville to come back and win it 31-27.
Hey, Talk-Is-PITT. My dad says that as
Yeah.
a Nebraska fan, Boston College joining the ACC is like Nebraska joining the Big Ten, where they sucked. Ended up sucking in the ACC, much like Nebraska hasn't won a Big Ten championship.
Well, I actually think Boston College fits very well in the ACC, though. Nebraska in the Big Ten, that's a different story. Nebraska should be in the Big 12. Nebraska 100%, in my opinion, should be in the Big 12. But with that being said, Louisville wins at Boston College on the road. They were a 7.5-point favorite, did not cover the spread, but a win is a win. A win is a win. Last game that I'm going to talk about for week 9 is the game that everybody is talking about. Everybody. I've seen it on all major platforms on YouTube, whether it's SEC guys, Big 10, Big 12, Pac-2, whatever the case may be. This game is still being talked about, even though it's Wednesday. Syracuse gets their ass whooped on the road by my Pittsburgh Panthers. My Pittsburgh Panthers absolutely dismantled the Syracuse Orange 41-13. These 13 points were garbage time points whenever we put our 2s and 3s in the game. Even when we put our 2s in the game, Syracuse was not able to move the ball. They weren't able to score and start putting up yardage until we put our number 3s in. Now, it says on the stat sheet, Kyle McCord threw for 360 yards, which he did against our third string defense, not our first string defense, our third string defense. Oregon, Washington, UCLA, and USC need to move back to the Pac-12 because I personally don't think West Coast teams belong in the Big Ten, period. I agree. But unfortunately, geographics no longer matter. It just doesn't. They don't matter anymore. So Pitt in this game in the first quarter, or the first half, I should say, had 3 pick sixes. Not 1, not 2, but 3 pick sixes. And a lot of people, including the Pitt Panther fan base, are saying the offense didn't do well. The offense, 1, did well with the opportunities they were presented, and 2, the offense was barely on the fucking field. Kitty. The offense was
That's my mom's
barely.
cat, Tyler.
Tyler.
Tyler,
Who?
not Kyler.
He I don't understand how people are looking at the offense for Pitt and talking about that more than what the defense did. I personally have seen more people talk about how bad Pitt's offense was. Pitt didn't have a fucking chance to even do anything, but the chances they did have, they had 5 possessions. No, 7 possessions on offense. 7. 6 out of the 7 possessions they had, they scored either a touchdown and or field goal. A lot of the possessions that Pitt scored on were short fields because Syracuse turned the ball over in their own territory. So Pitt was able to go down and score quickly on those possessions. To me, the best play of the game is Ben Sauls nailing a 57-yard field goal. He has not missed, knock on wood, he has not missed a field goal at all this season or an extra point. He currently has tied the record at Acrisure Stadium, or Heinz Field, whatever you want to call it, for the longest field goal, which was set by Chris Boswell of the Pittsburgh Steelers at 58 yards. Ben Sauls tied that field goal. So, hey, Steelers, if you're looking for a good kicker, you don't have to look very far. But anyway, Pitt beats the shit out of Syracuse 41-13, remaining undefeated at 7-0. CJ, my dad and a lot of my uncles are OU fans, even though I hate their team so much. We have a house divided. AIP, that sucks. My brother is an OU fan too, and fuck the Steelers. Yeah.
The
I
girl
don't
was
wanna
doing the
say-
glass bottle for me that looks like a Monster Energy can's an OU fan that goes to Ole Miss.
Damn. I know a lot of people who are fans of one college but go to a different college. Like, I've had quite a
Same.
few of my followers be fans of one school, but they're going to another school because they couldn't get into that school. And I know 2 of them who are actually going to their rival's institution. Like, I know a Pitt kid who actually is a Pitt fan but lives in West Virginia. He goes to Morgantown. He goes to West Virginia University. I'm not going to say his name to protect his safety because it would be a safety issue. But he still does come on my channel quite often. And CJ, I don't hate the Steelers at all. I don't. I hate their fan base. I think their fan base is retarded. Excuse my language.
I have you know who this is on my shirt? TALK-IS-PITT. It's Atomic Betty. I don't know if you've ever seen that show. It's like a Canadian kids cartoon from when I was a kid.
I have not.
All right.
What up, the Mad Tea Sipper? Welcome, brother. How you doing, Mad Tea Sipper? It's been a little bit since I've seen you on the show. All right, moving on to week 10. This is the preview and prediction portion of my live stream. Like I said before, I recapped the previous week in the same live stream while previewing and predicting week 10 or the following week. First game we are going to start off with is Duke on the road against Miami. Miami is a 20-point favorite in this game. I'm going to take Miami to cover by 20. If Duke somehow keeps this game close, Miami is not as good as they think they are. And I honestly think Miami has been exposed the last 3 games they have played because they have been close games.
One thing I wanted to
Except
throw out there.
What's up?
Do you think Florida State's gonna have the biggest collapse of college football history since the 2012 Southern Miss Golden Eagles? Because think about it, that team went from 12-2 in 2011 to 0-12 in 2012. Now Florida State went from like 13-1 last year to like possibly 1-11 this year.
Well, you kind of already answered your question. They've already fallen off the horse or the wagon.
They're not going to a bowl game.
Yeah, they're definitely not going to a bowl game. There's no possible way they could.
Yet?
Probably because they can't afford it, which is the exact reason why
West Virginia.
No, they can't afford it. I mean, that's simple. The reason why coaches don't get fired when they should is because institutions can't afford it. It's just like West Virginia and Neil Brown.
I mean, they did give Neil Brown a deduction like in the offseason, so anything's possible this year, unlike Florida State's situation.
You're talking about a current pay rate deduction. If they fire him right now, they owe him around $10 million. They're not willing to fork over $10 million to play or to pay a coach who pretty much dug them into the ground. That's just how college football is. Teams unfortunately are stuck with head coaches because head coaching buyouts are way more pricier than a defensive coordinator or special teams guy.
Too?
What do you mean?
Justin Wilcox, they've been bad for so long, and they still have him.
That guy looks like Ballard's little brother. You know what? The T-Zipper, I actually said that. Ballard Sports Media is a guy on YouTube that me and T-Zipper follow. You look just like him. You literally look just like him.
I do?
He's a cool guy. Yeah, he's a cool guy. Ballard's a cool guy.
Wait, I look like Ballard?
Yeah, you look like Ballard.
I always thought it looks... Dude, I never even... I'd have to check that out. I just wear a hat because I'm fucking bald.
Originally, everybody... I'm bald, too. Everybody actually thought you looked like John Waffle H2P for a second. And I even said that's the biggest fucking insult I ever heard. He's a Pitt fan that is also a Michigan fan. And
wait, is John Waffle an incel, you said?
He's retarded. I cannot fucking stand that guy at all. He pretty much doxed me and put my real name out there. Yeah, he didn't put my address out there, but he put my real name out there on the internet, which I personally don't care.
I don't even know your real name.
It's Jordan.
Jordan?
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask your last name, but you mean like the country?
Nope. Actually, I was named after the basketball player.
Michael Jordan? Oh, yeah. The GOAT. The real GOAT, not the imposter LeBron James.
Well, I'm half black, and I always go, I miss Golden Blue Jew as well, Mad T Sipper. It's sad that Golden Blue Dude passed away. He's a West Virginia fan that is actually responsible for this channel, STC. He actually helped me create the channel, come up with the name, and
the dude
and
had some funny videos, like whenever West Virginia
he did.
Was like EDP. You know how I don't know if you know EDP. You know what I'm talking about? The Eagles fan who gets mad when they lose is like a fat black guy.
I think I know who that is. Is that a guy who always wears a hat in his live stream?
You know, I'm talking about the guy who wiped his ass with like various Patriots and Cowboys merch.
No, I don't know who that is then. But yeah, I miss Golden Blue Dude. He is the reason why this channel exists. Yeah. But Golden Blue Dude's the reason why this channel even exists in the first place. So without him, this channel would never exist. I mean, because I think it was called TALK-IS-PITT when it happened. I'm pretty sure I changed the name from something to TALK-IS-PITT after some input with Gold and Blue Dude. Yeah, T
I have
Sipper,
a
his death
question.
really got to me. Give me 1 second. His death really it really got to me. What didn't help is the Wolfman from Wolfman Diaries or something like
Hey,
that.
Talk.
Give me 1 second.
I want to tell you something
He
about.
give me 1 second. He passed away. Wolfman also died about a year ago, I say, and then we got Joey Foster, who is also a very good friend of mine. He's a West Virginia fan, and he was recently diagnosed with cancer and dementia. So
Like, I'm
it's
not even gonna
like,
say it.
yeah, it's honestly, it's starting to piss me off that everyone I get close to is dying, which is half the reason why I quit YouTube for a while. I didn't make any videos on YouTube and whatnot. But go ahead, STC.
Yeah, Golden Blue Dude dying with you is like my friend Ernie Macias dying back in 2021. He was like someone that kept my life afloat, and now my life, everyone in the car scene, well, like half of it hates me and half of it's still friends with me. I even left No Regrets Car Club because they were hanging out with Aftermath Car Club, which had some bad people, especially Mark Hernandez, who gave me a bad name. That's why I got out of the car scene. It's all drama ever since Ernie Macias died.
Yeah.
I do YouTube now, mainly animations. I actually have some videos premiering all the way
I've
through
seen them.
December.
I've actually seen them.
You've
I've
seen some of my
actually been
videos?
on your channel. Yeah, I have.
Did you actually? Which videos have you seen? You've seen the Lindsay and Olympia ones, right?
Yeah, I've seen the ones you tagged me in for sure on Twitter. No, Joey did not pass away, Matt T. Sipper. He's still alive, but we're praying that he gets better. I mean, he unfortunately has dementia, and it's at the point where it's affecting his memory, his motor skills. He's no longer allowed to drive, if I'm not mistaken. But that's really
How
all I'm
old
going to
is
talk
he?
about that situation. I have no idea.
Is he young or not young, or is he old?
He's old. He's older than me. Like he might have been 40 by the time I was born.
Wow. Yeah, I'm young, so you don't need to worry about me. I'm like 25,
Well,
but I don't
Golden
want to
Blue Dude
jinx
was
it.
only 40. He was only 40 when he passed away. So
That's why I say I don't want to jinx it. I'm like only 10 years younger than you.
it makes me feel old. I'm 35.
I'm
Anywho,
25.
ladies and gentlemen, moving on. Duke at Miami. I'm going to take Miami in this game minus the. I'm going to take the points. I'm going to take them to cover. Minus 20. Miami should definitely win this game comfortably. Um, I don't see. I don't see any way that Duke is going to be able to compete in this game. Duke, they got lucky against SMU that it wasn't a blowout, but this isn't SMU that Duke is playing. This is Miami, the best team in the ACC right now, arguably, but they are the best team in the ACC. So I'm going to take Miami to win this game by the point spread. We got Stanford. We got Stanford at NC State. NC State is a 10-point favorite. Excuse me. NC State is a 10-point favorite in this game. I honestly don't understand how NC State is favored by that much. I would say I would give it about a 4.5 to 5.5 point spread. NC State is not that good. They're middle of the pack, just below Syracuse, in my opinion. I'm actually going to take Stanford in this game. I'm going to take Stanford to win. I don't trust NC State to keep winning these close games. They're going to eventually lose a close game. So I'm going to take Stanford to win this game over NC State, and it might come back to bite me in the ass because I also have a feeling that NC State may win this game, but I don't trust them. Like I said, I do not trust NC State. Virginia Tech on the road at Syracuse. Virginia Tech is actually a 4-point favorite in this game. But I'm going to take Syracuse to win this game. I actually think Syracuse will have a bounce back game. I do not think they will let the Pitt game get to them, even though they probably did. But I just don't see Syracuse having two bad games in a row or two losses in a row. But I warn Syracuse and their fan base. For the past 3 years, you guys have started off the season extremely good. 6-0, 5-2, whatever the case may be. The second half of the season for the last 3 years, you guys have completely fallen apart. I caution Syracuse fans to be weary of that. But I don't think Syracuse is going to fall apart in this game. I do think they're going to beat Virginia Tech by the points. I'm going to take Q's and the points.
My dad's neighbor's a
Carolina.
Virginia Tech fan.
Well, they're not as bad. Virginia Tech fans, I don't have many interactions with Virginia Tech fans.
Yeah, I
It's
even,
a
there
hit
even is a
and
kid
miss.
that goes to school with me who has a dad that's a Virginia Tech fan, but this is like my brother's friend. Because I'm like the oldest kid in my school because, like, I'm 25 and I'm in community college trying to transfer to UTK.
Oh, you're in college.
Yeah, I'm trying to get into Tennessee Knoxville. AIP would be so proud.
Yeah, I thought about going back to school, but I'm already still paying off student loans from before. Anyway, Stanford at Virginia Tech at Syracuse. I took Syracuse to win. UNC at Florida State. North Carolina is only a 2.5-point favorite. Am I the only one that thinks that's too low? Now, I'm not saying, a double-digit favorite, but I think 5 to 7 points is, appropriate. I think this game is too low. North Carolina is favored by 2.5 points. I am going to take North Carolina and the points. I think they will cover. But this may be one of those games that is closer than what a lot of people think. Not exactly sure how to critique this game. I did not watch North Carolina or did not watch the North Carolina versus Virginia game last week. So, what?
One time in NCAA football 14, NC State won a national championship with Urban Meyer as their head coach in one of the dynasties I did. Crazy if you think about it, huh?
Yeah, well, not really. It's a
I know
game.
Duke won one as well in football in that same game with a different coach. Well, I even had a one dynasty where Pat Narduzzi ended up as the Wyoming coach.
Yeah.
Totally unrealistic if you think about it.
All right, give me 1 second, everybody. Okay, here we go. Anyway, I'm going to take UNC to win that game. I think they will win that game, and I think they may win it comfortably, but I also caution them this may be a game they lose because as bad as Florida State is, they're starting to be somewhat competitive. Louisville at Clemson. Clemson is a 10.5-point home favorite, which I do think is appropriate for this game. I just don't trust Louisville at all. Yeah, they beat Boston College last week, they did, but they almost didn't. They were getting their ass whooped for a good majority of the game until Boston College just somehow fell apart. With that being said, I'm still going to take Clemson to win this game by the point spread. It's in Death Valley. That's a very difficult place to play in, except for Pitt. Yeah,
I
is that.
remember Pitt upset Clemson by 1 point in my senior year of high school when Clemson won the national championship. 2016, I think it was. Remember that game?
Yeah.
I was like senior in high school back when times were simpler at that time. I actually remember that game, not gonna lie, like it was yesterday.
AIP, are you talking about North Carolina, the nicotine casket? Anywho, last game of the live stream before I head out and eat my food. Pitt goes on the road for their toughest test so far to play SMU, Southern Methodist, the Mustangs. SMU is a 7.5 point favorite at home. Now, I get why SMU is favored. I get that. Let me get that out of the way. I get why SMU is favored because most teams are going to pick the home team to win, or most people are going to pick the home team to win. Here's where I have a problem with it. One, I understand that SMU is favored, but I do not think they should be favored. Two, I think the point spread is high, even if Pitt was favored. I do think because of the injury to RJ Maryland, their best receiver, who is out for the year, and the fact that Kevin Jennings was injured against Duke, SMU's best receiver outside of RJ Maryland was injured. And also one of their, if not their best defender was also injured in the game. So with all that being said, I think Pitt does escape. And I'm using the word escape because I just don't think SMU is going to be able offensively to hold Pitt's defense at bay. Now, I also think Pitt's offense is not going to do all that well against SMU. Here's what I want to happen. I want Eli to throw for over 200 yards. I would like for him to throw a couple of touchdowns, no interceptions, limit to 2 sacks or less, and win the game. If we win the game by 3, I'm okay with that. If we win the game by a late field goal that gives us a 1-point victory, I'm okay with that. Just keep winning. I want Pitt to keep winning so whenever Pitt or whenever Clemson comes to Pittsburgh to play the Panthers, College game day can come down there. And to the SMU and Pitt fans and just ACC fans in general, I understand why College game day did not come down to Dallas. SMU struggled against Duke. And say what you want about Duke, say what you want about their record or anything like that. The struggle win proved that SMU is not as good as they thought. Most of the time when you turn the ball over 6 times, you lose the game. But SMU found a way to win. But like I said, Duke is... Give me 1 second. Duke is not that good. They're not that good on both offensive this side of the ball and defensive side of the ball. So the wrong team is picked to win this game. I don't agree with the point spread. It's bullshit. Go ahead, STC.
The state of North Carolina is down bad when Duke's their best college football team. Because Wake Forest is terrible, UNC's terrible, NC State's terrible, and East Carolina just fired their coach. Is App
They
State any
did.
good, either, or UNC Charlotte? I'd have to look that up.
I don't follow. I typically don't follow Group of Five football unless it pertains to somebody Pitt is playing.
I'll
or
look it
will
up
play.
and tag you on. I'll look it up right now.
Yeah, but yeah, guys, I think the wrong team versus SMU is favored. I think Pitt should be favored. Now, some of that is the homer in me because I'm riding this undefeated streak that Pitt is on. I just think Pitt is more talented than SMU. A lot of people think otherwise, and I'm like, I just don't see it. Now, I thought
All right, I
Syracuse
looked it
was a
up.
little bit more talented. Just tag me in it. Because we're well past North Carolina, so I don't care about them anymore. Pitt, to me, is more talented than SMU. I think on offense, I think they're more rounded. Defense, I think they're better than SMU. Now, SMU is rated to have a very good defense, a defense that's better than Pitt, but Pitt has played better competition than SMU. So I'm going to take Pitt to win this game. I'm going to take them to win by 3. I do not think Pitt will cover, but I'm going to take them to win by 3.
UNC Charlotte and App State are both terrible. I looked it up.
Well, that
just
doesn't
now.
surprise me. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to go ahead and end the live stream right here. STC, thank you for stopping by. It was great seeing you. Everybody else who has stopped by in the live stream, the Mad T Sipper, CJ, AIP. Yeah, it was great seeing everybody. I will catch you back here for either another video or a watch party. I'm thinking I'm probably going to do a watch party. I'm not exactly sure, but I'll let you guys know. And yeah, catch you guys later. Much love, everybody.